First of all, I have to do some promo. This is a throwaway bandana that I made. This is the one that I get to wear because it's just a trial, you know. I have to keep this streak of reading poems, and I'm going to start with Emily Dickinson's poems because I have her book and I like her poem. Eventually, we're gonna move on to other poems. The goal is to read the poem and talk about it, and that's it. That's just the whole premise. Yeah, so this is the book, Final Harvest. The date on when the probably were written and the date where it was first published. We're just gonna go to a random one. All Emily Dickinson's poems are not titled, and it's generally considered that the first line is the title. They are numbered though. I forgot if she actually numbered them or they numbered them when they were discovered. They had to categorize them. But you can pretty much see which poem she wrote first, which one she wrote last, and eventually, it would be nice to have some kind of an analysis or looking back and see what is the evolution of her writing on her poetry. How did she go through different forms? Where did she discover if she was looking for something? What was she actually doing? But it seems like she wrote insensibly, and there was just something in her that called to this form, and much of it she was very inventive with, that needed to come out. And well, if anything, this is almost it's just a pure testament of how art is made and why people make art in the first place. Uh, there's usually no really rhyme or reason for anything. It's just some mysterious force that compels you to take upon this life, not necessarily as a lifestyle, but something that it just is. You just happen to be the vessel for it. Anyway, the mountain sat upon the plain in his tremendous chair. His observation omnifold, his inquest everywhere. The season played around his knees like children around a sire. Grandfather of the days is he, of dawn the ancestor. Let me read that again. The mountain sat upon the plain in his tremendous chair. His observation omnifold. I like that. His inquest everywhere. The seasons played around his knees like children around the sire. Grandfather of the days is he, of dawn the ancestor. I like the mountain sat upon the plain. As a drawing, you have a plain and then a mountain is starting up there. Very something that seems like can be written upon looking at a mountain. His tremendous chair, his observation omnifold. The mountain is looking at everywhere, looking at us. His inquest everywhere. So it's interesting that she's using the pronoun his, which could be echoing a deity or God, as he's usually called upon, and the pronoun he. So something grand, looking over his inquest everywhere. It would be nice to know exactly what the word inquest means. He has the word inquiry. He has the word quest. So inquiring and going on a quest is pretty much the same thing. So inquest, I'm just guessing what's the meaning of this, as I figured out the English language is it's easier for me. At least at this point, I know the English language. I know how to manipulate it. For my own sake, I know how to evaluate things and understand them. So even though I don't know the word feels familiar, so I can break it down and come up with either my own meaning to it or come close to it. And it's just a fun process. But the word inquest has the word quest in it, so looking for something. His inquest is everywhere, so the mountain has eyes everywhere. Oh, it's big enough for everyone to have eyes on it. Inquest means a judicial inquiry to ascertain the fact relating to an incident, such as death. Oh, so some kind of investigation, inquiry. So basically inquiry. Uh, Inquest is inquiry, inquiring everywhere. So in this sense, this mountain this mountain that sat upon a hill is not a passive uh, king, because he say the next time is in his tremendous chair. So this mountain is a very active, inquiring, observing king. I don't know why I chose the word king because of the word chair, but this mountain is a very observant, inquiring, omnipresent sage. A sage sits on the chair. Okay. So that's the first stanza. The mountain sat upon the plain in his tremendous chair, his observation omnifold, his inquiry everywhere. Second stanza. The seasons played around his knees. Time is moving, the passage of time. So it's also everlasting. This mountain is also everlasting. Like children around the sire. That's musical. Okay. So we have the time passing relating to children, which are coming, the new birth, which is the children around the sire. I mean the siren, sire. Is that what sire is? SIRE, meaning sound, playing dancing. Sire is a male. Okay, wow, the male parent of an animal, especially a stallion or a bull kept for breeding. Wow, I had no idea what the word siren meant. I just assumed it was referring to siren. It was just cut short. Okay, a respectful form of address for someone of his high social status, especially a king. Of an animal, especially a stallion, called the birthday. A male parent of an animal, especially a stallion or a bull kept for breeding. Okay, so a sire could be so they're saying it's either a bull or a male animal that is kept for breeding, or a respectful, like in England or something like that, a respectful address of someone, like a male or someone, sire or sir, which now coming to think about it could be just mean the same thing. This respectful person who's meant for breeding could be a sir. The seasons played around his knees, so he's a sir. The mountain is a respectful bull kept for breeding, or the mountain is a respectful male in society. And as the season change, just like children come along, pay him respect, and move along. Okay, I still think there's a musical quality to it because of the time passing. We have some kind of rhythm to this. So okay, so now we know this mountain is a figure of a male figure uh, uh, that represents a big part of time, some kind of wiseness, some kind of sagehood. So okay, the last two lines: grandfather of the days he is. Okay, we get the same imagery of dawn, the ancestor. So we know that the mountain is the ancestor, grandfather of the days, grandfather of the dawns. The last word ancestor could refer to that the mountain is still standing, but represents something that is dead or passed on, or beyond the life. It's the one that was responsible for the creation. Remember the size for is made cat for breeding, but it probably passed on and became an ancestor. So it's now no longer alive, but it's still very much alive, very much observing, very much inquiring, very much part of the culture, i.e., has gotten the status of an ancestor. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Such a neat poem. Such a neat poem. I love the imagery is just come around. I don't know if they just made completely sense to me, but the more I read it, the more the images they just come together. I hope I didn't mumble too much, and off we go with that.